back to Second Act Podcast. I'm Justin Sims. I'm joined by Michael Stone. And our enchanting guest is back, Andrea Alonso, also known as Cat. Today, you like that?
I like that.
Today we're going to be discussing the Illuminati.
Is that with a K?
What, Cat?
No, with a C.
Okay.
It's with a special K. So anyways, we rehearsed that.
We did.
So today we're discussing what the Illuminati is, because Michael Stone doesn't know. The only thing that Michael Stone knows about the Illuminati is what the
Flat Earth.
flat Earth thing. You know what they're doing next month?
What are they doing? Rounding it off?
And the way they're doing that is they're having everyone on every continent at 3 o'clock in their time jump and land at the same time. It'll shake and shift everything.
Oh, God.
No, in the movie, they're the ones that were saying it wasn't flat.
What movie?
The
In the one we
Illuminati.
saw.
The Illuminati
Oh.
was like the people that lied to everybody saying the Earth was round for the last 500 years or whatever.
Well, that goes along with what the Illuminati is supposed to be, which is throwing, look at this hand, look at this hand, look at this hand, while this hand does something else.
Yeah, I got that general understanding of it.
Well, for those of you that don't have a general understanding, I'm not sure if this first video is going to give you that or not, but we've got a little quick video that kind of discusses a little bit of the backstory of the Illuminati and maybe what it is. So we're going to watch that real quick. It's only like a minute and a half. Don't go anywhere. Let's watch this.
As far as secret organizations go, the most well-known is probably the Illuminati. Their rumored membership includes nearly every public figure in the world, including Beyonce, Paris Hilton, Barack Obama, Bob Barker, Adolf Hitler, and many, many more. This supposedly
Bob
powerful
Barker.
cabal...
Price is right.
Yeah, the price is wrong.
Price is wrong.
and the Ice Bucket Challenge, and has been said to be pulling the strings that make the world go round. So what do we know about the Illuminati? Back in 1776, a secular college professor in Bavaria, Germany, was feeling ostracized by his Jesuit colleagues and decided to start a society to spread Enlightenment-era ideas. This was an attempt to shift the pro-monarchy Catholic supremacy movement into a rational, scientific, and somewhat more secular movement. Since knowledge of this group would have had serious consequences for the professor, he gave himself and other members nicknames and shrouded the group in secret rituals and symbols. The Order of the Illuminati specifically excluded Jews, pagans, women, and members of other religions or cults. After some time, the Illuminati, looking to expand their membership base, joined forces with the long-standing Freemasons group. The Freemasons were an intricate fraternal organization of laborers, seemingly mysterious for their religious-like use of symbols and ceremonies as well. After securing their own Freemason lodge, the higher order Illuminati members attempted to recruit from the higher order Freemasons. However, as a newer sect with different allegiances, they commanded less respect than existing groups. Still, despite significant infighting over the origins of various rituals, political and social focus, and other petty differences, the Illuminati managed to recruit between 650 and 2,500 members in Bavaria at their height around 1784. Around this time, an obscure Christian cult known as Rosicrucianism infiltrated the Illuminati. They were very religious and opposed to an idea of an enlightened, philosophical, scientific, rational movement. After infighting and further attacks by outside groups, as well as too high a membership to keep the order secret, knowledge of the group got out. Many members were exposed, and a number actually held fairly high positions of power. After being accused of publishing anti-religious literature, the Bavarian government banned all secret societies and seized and published a large number of important documents from the Illuminati's founders. This effectively ended the existence of the group, and their original founder fled Germany. In the few years after the end of the Bavarian Illuminati, a number of books were written purporting that not only did the Illuminati still exist in secret, but that they were conspiratorially responsible for many international events, including the French Revolution. These books gained significant popularity, and the ideas therein have survived into modern times. In recent years, the idea of a resurgent or surviving Illuminati order that is in control of world events through underlying iconography and ritualism has been a popular conspiracy theory. However, there is literally no evidence of the existence of this group nor any connection between current groups and the Bavarian Illuminati. Still, isn't that exactly what they'd want you to think? Another secretive society that has a considerable amount of power is the so-called Church of Scientology. Are they a religion or a cult? Watch our video here.
So, Michael,
The answer is not exactly straight.
you chuckled when he said there's no evidence
Right.
to this existing, and you were like, what was that?
I never heard of them. I'm just saying, that seems like
BS?
Yeah.
Or it's what they want.
That's what they want.
I heard of Freemasons.
That's what I was going to
Well,
ask.
yeah,
you
everybody's
next,
heard of the Freemasons, and it's
My grandfather had one of those rings, and he was a Jew, so I don't know how they let the Illuminatis and the Freemasons got together.
Well, they were saying the Jew part was that when they first came out,
Yeah.
that changed.
Yeah.
But when they first came out, the Illuminati, they didn't want Jews. What was the other What was the other one?
Women,
pagans, and something else.
Yeah.
That's changed.
So now
And
they're
that's-
equal opportunity Illuminatis.
This, I think it's about just where you're up on the social ladder, right? But since Jews run the world,
Your bank
practically.
account. So the Flat Earth movie,
That's
a
funny.
couple of them that I watched, in the end, it's so funny. You get when they start out, you're like thinking, shit, maybe some of that seems like it's real. But then once you think about it, at least once I think about it, then you realize watching other movies about the actual math and the measurements that it's all bullshit. But by the end of the Flat Earth movies, it comes down to it's the Illuminati causing everybody to think the world was round. And then it gets a little further and it starts talking about how the world is run by these certain people and they run all the whatever institutions and the banks and everything. So the point of the whole movie at the end is the Jews are causing the whole thing.
So you watched like
So I'm just sitting there saying, yeah, of course.
like an
Of course that's how it
anti-Semitic.
ends. Yeah.
Blame the Jews.
That's what the movies ended up to be, the ones I watched.
Well, see,
I'm
so
like, oh, okay.
Your
yeah,
introduction
of course.
to the Illuminati is different than mine. Yours is these flat Earth videos, which the ones I've seen about the flat Earth are kind of crazy.
Yeah.
My experience with the Illuminati was I kept hearing this. I kept hearing this stuff, and I think maybe when I read the Da Vinci Code, 15
that's
years
really
ago,
good.
I read that book and I loved it, and it's mentioned in there.
Godfather 3.
Also,
It's in Godfather 3.
What, the
Now
Illuminati?
that I think about it. That's the first time I ever heard the word.
Where is it in Godfather 3?
Because when he's going to get the church involved in his business and like getting the money from the church, like the Illuminati is in charge of whatever money they were trying to get from the
Interesting.
church.
I'm a little disappointed in the
Vatican.
Illuminati because that's the Godfather 3 is definitely the lesser of the Godfathers. So I would have
Yeah.
appreciated them more if they were in Godfather 2.
No.
Or 1.
I agree. Yeah.
No, it was 3 only.
Right, but I'm saying, don't you agree that
Yeah.
Godfather 3 is the lesser of the Godfathers?
Yeah.
The horse and
They didn't have the
the
power.
horse head in the bed.
He didn't have the power.
Yeah.
He also didn't have
power.
like half the cast that made the Godfather the shit. All right, well that's neither here nor there. So what was your introduction to what the Illuminati was? It wasn't flat Earth videos,
No,
was
it wasn't flat Earth stuff, and where I go with it is obviously I go to a completely different level. I'm gonna go from a 1 to a 10.
This is why you're here. We need the Andrea level.
Which
Wait. Don't they have meetings still? Like
They
in Canada?
do. They have
What,
meetings.
Illuminati?
The
People,
the
reporters found
Illuminati.
them.
Well, yes, but they don't.
What?
The
Yeah.
Illuminati don't come out freely and say, but the Freemasons do.
Hmm.
The Freemasons do come out freely and say that you're not allowed inside the rooms where they have these meetings, but they tell you that they have them. They're very
Yeah.
open about it. They did build everything in Washington. I mean, everything
Right.
that you see that's built, every monument, everything it's put together to such a precise. It's in perfect locations, and it all just
Yeah.
it's a certain way because it means a certain thing.
It's all
And
symbols and stuff.
It's all symbols, and to me, it's not just. I mean, what we just saw, that's all cute and stuff, and it shows you the history of it.
Right, right.
Everybody,
it's a quick Cliff Notes.
It
Yes.
doesn't give you any details.
No,
doesn't
it's
really
just a
give you-
quick,
No.
this is what
right.
it is.
It doesn't give you any details, but I think from researching and hearing and seeing and here and there, I think it goes a lot deeper than that. I think it's not just a secret society. It's a anti-religious type cult thing, and I think they do run the world. I think they run everything, and it's not just the Illuminati. It's and that's why they have their pyramid. You know what I mean? Because at the very top of it is that one person that runs everything that trickles down. And I think that they're the ones who say who who's president and who's vice president, and when this is going to happen and when that's going to happen, and when wars and this and that. I think that's all put together
To do
by
what
them.
though? To push their agenda so the sheep will follow the code they want. Like, let's believe the world's round or whatever it is.
Absolutely. Because they have, like you said, they have a secret agenda. They have something.
What
that
is the
there's,
agenda? That's the
well, I mean, there's
Right.
yeah. Well, there's a couple different theories on why
thing. What's
they
the
do
end
that.
game?
To run everything, a new
To run
world order.
everything.
Right?
Yeah.
They
I think
already do.
But yeah, that they do, yeah. But I think that they want something that they don't have, and what I mean by they, I mean like the people that control, the people that run it, the main ones. I think they want something that they don't have, and it's not money. I think it has to do with what us as human beings have, and that's something that they can't have, like our consciousness or soul.
You're getting onto
that-
something.
I am.
Do you think it might be something to do with CERN?
Yeah,
Like,
CERN.
do you guys know what CERN is?
CERN
Is that the meeting that I've talking
No.
about? Oh.
CERN.
CERN is in
It's
Switzerland.
it's in Switzerland. It actually goes right underneath the Vatican.
It does.
It's underground, like a mile underground or something, and it's this huge machine that it breaks
It's
down
colliding.
and colliding particles.
Particles.
Because they're trying to discover the God particle,
Right. So they're basically
what they call the God particle.
They're creating what they're creating is really what they're creating is portals. They're creating portals. They're creating
other
black holes to
dimensions,
other dimensions, and they don't
inviting,
say that they don't.
You know, demons and stuff in, and it's a huge.
That's why I think it's on
thing.
that level, because you have something like that, and this is a fact. This is a fact. It's a place. It's really doing this.
Yeah.
Things are really happening there, and they don't tell you that it's
and then
not.
you've got places like HARP,
Well, HARP's another thing, and that's another thing
Right,
that's
which
ran by the
controls
government.
the weather and
That
stuff.
thing you're talking about is
The hydrogen collider.
they're
Yes.
trying to prove string theory and multiverse is the main point of that, which I think is all a bunch of
Well,
bullshit.
they've done it already, and
They're
they said
desperate to find. Now that physics has basically given, in my opinion, evidence that there's a God. The scientists are desperate of any possible way they can come up with to like now try to show. Oh well, let's come up with a string theory. Let's come up with the multiverse. All of which are just
That's
ridiculousness
possible.
to me.
but they've
That's
said
what
they've
those are
found
trying to
something
prove.
already.
They have said that.
Yeah, the Hope,
CERN
the
said
Hope particle or
the
something.
black matter.
They're still looking.
Yes.
Black matter.
Yeah.
But they're looking for the God
Yeah.
particle.
They're looking for things.
Listen,
they
I've
want to
talked-
prove their friggin' theories because they're panicked, in my opinion, that physics has gotten this far, and in my opinion,
Could be.
the fact that the universe is not fine-tuned in design is like 10 to the 192nd power.
Mm.
That's physics, that's science, not Michael Stone.
I think there's multiple reasons why they're doing it.
Yes.
That might be one of them.
Mhm.
A big one.
Yeah.
We're going to have to talk about the whole CERN thing is a whole separate episode because it's a deep topic
Yeah, it is.
that there's own separate videos for.
Yeah.
Let's stay right now on the Illuminati. But the reason why we tied it in and HARP and stuff like that is because if they are running everything,
Right.
they certainly run those things. They're
HARP
part
is
of
the
that.
weather thing.
HARP is
I saw the
HAARP,
video. I saw the video. on
which is
that.
interesting.
Yeah. Weather
Yes.
modification and
Yeah.
We should have another episode. We'll bring Andrea back in where we do HARP and
Right, but
And
wasn't that the
CERN.
military?
yeah, it's protected by the military, which is
Right.
interesting. You and I can't just walk up and look at it.
right.
Why is that? But it's interesting
Because
too
you could
that
be a
there's
spy.
could be there or a fanatic that
Mhm.
believes that they're causing the increase in earthquakes, volcanoes, mudslides, and fires and hurricane intensity and stuff like
So
that.
how do you get into the Illuminati? Do you apply?
It's
Just asking. I don't
um
know how you think.
I'm not 100% sure on the Illuminati. I know with the Freemasons you do actually apply. I
Yeah.
think the Illuminati is more of a bloodline thing,
Mm.
and if you're not in that bloodline, you kind of have to give. First of all, you have to have a lot of money, or you have to be in a position to where you can influence the
right,
world.
like an up and coming celebrity.
Right,
Or a
like you know,
celebrity.
like
I
they
think
say,
they're approached.
I think they are too.
And they're said, listen, you like when an artist talks about Bob Dylan, Jimi Hendrix, Bob Marley, all talk
They
about how
all-
they sold their soul.
Their soul, and that's why I say it goes further than just
What is
being a
that?
secret
That's
society.
maybe the Illuminati coming and going, listen, we're going to make you have so much power here and do whatever you want. Whatever you touch is going to be successful as long as you play by the code and do what we want you to do, we'll take care of you. But you need to sell out to us.
So old money, because they're not going to get
This is like
Facebook
Rothschild money.
They're not
Yeah,
gonna
this is
get-
like Queen
they're
of
not gonna
England.
get,
Yeah, this is like
head of the
Rothschild. This is
Illuminati,
the
like
oldest
real
money. This is the oldest money.
Right,
I'm talking about.
that's not the real
Like
money.
they literally get
The
away.
real
with
money
murder.
is Google and Facebook and
Well, who
Apple
owns that?
and
Yeah, who runs that?
Who owns that?
Google. I don't know. There's public company.
Right,
It's a public company.
right. Let's watch the next video, and what we'll
you
do.
could own it if you want.
I do own it. I just haven't been telling you guys.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called Schmoogle.
Schmoogle.
Everybody's just saying it wrong. There's a silent S and M.
That's who runs
For
the
it.
world.
You guys owe me a lot of checks, by the way. I'm still waiting. Like I can barely pay, feed myself.
The
So.
Illuminati have met their match because Google is almost running the entire
Unless
world.
it's run by
By
the
them,
Illuminati.
I think the internet and everything that started with the internet was started by them.
All of the press.
It was started by them to
rely on
rely
them.
on and information, and it got to a point where it's at today. But yeah.
Let's try to see. Maybe we'll find out where we can apply to join the Illuminati. Let's watch the next video. It's a top 10 video, so what we're going to do is, after everyone, we're going to stop it and talk about that particular part. She's good looking, Katy Perry.
She's so
But
hot.
She's in there.
Oh, yeah.
See? She just got a little less hotter to you.
Slave race.
There's a simple explanation for everything.
Ah,
The
see, they're-
Illuminati. Welcome to WatchMojo.com.
They're gonna talk
And today
about-
we're counting down our picks for the top 10
What I wanna
crazy
talk about.
Illuminati conspiracy
This is the
theories.
video I found.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at the most out there beliefs about how the Illuminati is behind,
love him.
well,
He's a
basically
trip.
everything.
He's great. I love
So
him.
nobody should be bored right now because this is a historic time.
Number 10. The Rothschild family founded them. In the 1760s, Meyer Rothschild established a banking business that was eventually handed down through his descendants and generated what was at one point the largest private fortune in the world. Some conspiracy theorists claim he also helped found the Illuminati, a clandestine society in Bavaria that was banned and dissolved in the late 18th century.
Their name means the enlightened ones. They were physicists and mathematicians, astronomers.
Supposedly, the Illuminati survived in secret, controlling world events behind the scenes, with the Rothschild family at their head.
You're with the Illuminati.
Beg your pardon. There's no such thing. It's just a bedtime story.
This theory has drawn charges of anti-Semitism, however, as it's sometimes part of a larger claim that Jewish bankers rule the world. Number 9.
All right, let's
a
stop it right there.
orchestrated water.
Jewish bankers rule the world.
Rothschilds. So that negates the no Jews allowed thing you saw in the first video, since the Rothschilds are all Jews.
Or it was a purposeful hoax bluff.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I watched a video the other day of Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell's fighting Tito Ortiz for the third time soon. He's an old man. He released a workout video, and he looks slow.
Yeah.
Is he really that slow?
Right.
Or is he releasing that if I'm about to fight you and you
Just
see
so
a
they
training
could be
video
like, oh, he's slow.
So
you
you
know,
think
I'm
that's
gonna
what he's
get
got?
him this way, that way.
and I'm not showing you what I really got.
Right.
So is it, yeah, I'm going to start a club. No Justins allowed. So is it that?
Oh man.
We don't know. Any other comments on that first part of the Rothschilds, man? Whew.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know enough about it. All I know the name, and I know they own
It's all-
banks, and they're Jews. That's all I
That's
know
what
about
a
them.
It's
Jew Illuminati member would say. I don't know. I don't know. What's the Rothschilds? Come here, drink this. Here, drink this.
I made this
It's a
Kool-Aid
potion. All right, let's watch the next one. Let's see what else we got. They orchestrated Watergate.
The founder of LimeWire, Mark Gorton, a man who was at one time dubbed the new face of Wall Street, is also an aficionado of conspiracy theories. In 2014, he allegedly forwarded documents to his employees at Tower Research, claiming that a secret cabal is responsible for the assassination of JFK, Watergate, and 9/11. All theories which we'll get to in good time.
And I thought I made it clear. I didn't want to take any questions on Watergate.
According to Gorton, the cabal framed the overly independent Nixon in order to ensconce George Bush Sr. as their new head. Gorton doesn't identify this group as the Illuminati, but the idea of an elite and mysterious cabal is very similar. And other Illuminati theorists have adopted Gorton's theory.
I'm saying that when the president does it, that means it's not illegal.
Number 8.
That was a hell of a line.
That's what Trump thinks.
Yeah, he does.
So that's a good example, though, of what we were talking about. How they framed a guy in a political position that wasn't doing what they wanted or wasn't who they wanted, to screw him up to put the guy that they wanted in the position.
Right. That's what I mean by how they decide who goes where and who does what. And if that person's not working out, then let's get them out. Let's do this big stupid thing and let's put this other guy in.
And if that is true, that ruined Nixon.
Did you know that George Washington was part of the Illuminati?
I do now.
Now I do now too.
And so is Clinton, and so is Trump, and so is Obama.
Maybe there's more than one Illuminati's.
Well,
maybe there's a bunch of different groups with a lot of money.
And only one of them's the real one.
What?
No, maybe they're all real.
No, I think that you mean like branches.
I don't know. Maybe there's branches and they're all real and they don't agree on everything.
I think there's. I still think there's that. You know, like the Knights of the Round Table, everything. You know, the knights sit around the round table, and I think that there's a leader of them that sit around and what they say goes.
It's probably Chuck Norris.
One of the groups may
probably Chuck Norris. He's sitting at the round table. All right, motherfuckers.
Look,
I can't.
It's not that far fetched to think that JFK got murdered by a group.
I think he did.
Well,
yeah,
but it might not be the group. That's all I'm saying. It might not
you're saying it might be
group.
like a branch of them, or somebody who was like,
Somebody
but he
didn't like what he was doing.
Well, he was the president though, so that had that command, and the president of the United States, which is like, you know, that had to come from a
military industrial complex.
See,
that's another thing I've seen about JFK. He wanted to
do a lot of things. Yeah, and he did, and he had a lot of ideas that he wanted to come to fruition, and they didn't want him to do that. He was too smart for what they didn't think. He went outside the box, and they didn't like that, and they didn't know that at the time.
He had a lot of enemies,
including he wanted
the mafia,
to do a lot of things,
including Cuba.
He wanted to do a lot of things
because his dad
even with
probably
space
told
and
them
all that stuff.
This is what he'll do. Don't worry. He's not gonna fuck you guys over. That's probably what his dad was like telling.
And then what? Didn't his brother get shot and killed too? I mean, it just and it was just one thing after another.
It was his son and the plane crash.
You know what
it's
I mean?
It's like the Kennedy curse, kind of.
You know, like let's just get rid of all of them. You know.
Let's watch the next part of this video. We're getting into some interesting stuff here. Let's see what the next one is.
That's why I say they can get away with murder.
Chemtrails.
Oh, I love the chemtrails.
Are they doing?
Oh yeah.
Chemtrails are their doing.
Absolutely.
You know contrails, those white lines left in the sky by aircraft engines? Seems those are actually chemicals distributed by either the government, the Illuminati, or some other sinister group to harm our health and even control the weather. Contrails occur when engine exhaust condensates and creates trails of ice crystals. But conspiracy buffs point out that some seem to linger and cite a paper published by the U.S. Air Force in 1996 in which uses for a hypothetical weather modification system were explored.
By severe drought brought on by weather wars conducted secretly using aerial contaminants and high-altitude electromagnetic waves.
Many Illuminati conspiracists are sure that their guys are the ones behind this nefarious plot. Number 7.
All right.
I'm lost on that whole thing.
Well, the chemtrails. What are you lost about? Let's explain it, Andrea.
All right. So there's this conspiracy theory, but I think it's very much so true that they have. When they say the government, they say the Illuminati. Like I said, I think I think it's the Illuminati controls everything. So it's the government's part of it.
They mean the Illuminati,
right? So they're spraying in all areas. I mean, if you go out and you see it more now than ever, you've got them.
Yeah, you see them every day.
You got them chemtrails. You got those chemtrails that are left by the airplanes, and I think that they're poisoning us.
And some do kind of linger.
They do linger for a long time. I took a bunch of pictures last week and put it on my Facebook.
And some don't.
I was like, right.
So it's like.
And it's some people we believe it's chemicals that they're just spraying on us, making us sick. I mean, it's just it's just astounding between what they put in our food and what they're spraying over our heads.
Pharmaceutical companies could be part of the Illuminati.
Of course they are.
Absolutely.
Of course they are. It's called
Absolutely.
population control. They're trying to weed out what they can because they only want the elite, like them, or what they think is good, to be where they want them to be.
Or like
It's-
that said
it's
too, they
basically
can also
what-
use it to control weather. I never thought of it like
They
that.
can. They.
Chemtrails.
I mean, it's. There's so much. I mean, look at all the storms that have been happening. You know, and the hurricanes in the last couple years. Almost came out of nowhere.
It didn't seem
and
like that.
almost like
50
boom! It was
like
huge.
when I was a kid. Like we'd get hurricanes,
There's
Right.
cycles.
but
right.
there's just like the intensity
So-
and the
There's
increased
cycles
activity.
of a lot of them, and then it goes to not a lot of them, and then there's a lot of them, and then there's not a lot of them.
That's how an Illuminati secret member would answer that.
It's
That's what he
El Nino.
wants us
That's
to
what he
think.
wants us to. But
It's
they
El
do.
Nino that controls all that shit.
So you're saying
That's
it's
the
weather patterns.
That's what I think.
Okay.
But
There's a scientific reason
that is
for
what
things.
I would say.
Before we get into the next part of the video, because it says Disney films contain secret messages.
Of course they do.
Oh,
Let's
Lord.
talk about Disney secret messages that may not be the Illuminati first. There's a part in Aladdin
Yes.
when he turns into the bee. If you turn it really high up and listen to it, you can hear Robin Williams, who was the voice of Aladdin, go, "Jasmine, take off your clothes."
Yeah, I remember that. That's right. There is
It's a
those-
real thing.
right.
The original
Right.
Little Mermaid
Yeah. The drawing.
poster had a penis in it.
It did.
True story. And I think it's Snow White or Cinderella, one of the two. It spells sex with
That's
leaves.
the Lion King. In,
Oh, The
in
Lion
the
King.
stars when he hits. I think it was when Simba hits the ground when
The
he's a little
dust?
bit bigger. Yeah, something goes up and it trickles in the air and it says sex.
Or like the Rescuers Down Under, when the two mice are riding the bird and they go down
Two
and like
mice.
it passes all the windows of the buildings. If you pause it, there's naked women showering in,
Really?
in the
Well,
buildings.
Yeah.
So Disney,
Yeah.
I see your incognito perversion. I appreciate it.
But they do. But they do see like movies and things like this. They and TV, even kids shows on TV.
Yeah.
That we'll see from maybe like 10 years ago, maybe not so much now.
Well, no,
But-
there is
well,
now.
you know that. Yeah, you're right. I don't.
You want me to
just,
tell you what
just
I
don't
recently
watch it.
found in the last couple years? Because me and my son, he doesn't really watch it anymore, but we used to watch the Mickey Mouse Club, the new Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah.
And it's all like 3D. It's way different than we were kids. We were kids, it was like black and white.
Right.
M-I-C, see you real soon, K-U-I. Like that was the one I grew up
Britney
watching.
Spears.
Right.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Right. But now it's like all 3D imaging, and at the end of it, they sing the hot dog song, right?
Oh, I love that
Hot
song.
dog, hot
You know
dog,
that song.
hot diggity
Right.
dog.
Now my question is,
Erica used
how
to
many of
sing
you
that
at home
song
started
all the
singing it? Be honest.
Everybody.
Now check it out. At the end of the song, they go, "We're splitting the scene. We're full of beans."
What?
I'm like, wait, that's what they say. And they all look high as hell. If you watch, like, Goofy's like, boom, 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 going out the door. Donald's behind him, like, tripping. Seriously, what's the female duck?
Daisy.
Daisy's got a ring pop on every finger. She's
Does
like,
she
ah! As she's exiting. I'm just kidding. But I'm saying, they really say that. We're splitting the scene, we're full of beans. Full of beans? And they look real happy. I'm like,
So beans
Oh, that's
meaning
funny.
some kind of
ecstasy.
drug.
Meaning ecstasy.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That's one.
That's pretty funny.
Here's the even bigger one. There's an episode where they go to Mars.
Cool.
And they're like, we're like they meet Mickey, like Martian Mickey. So like the real Mickey's talking to the Martian Mickey, right? And they're like, oh no, we're on. It's like the end of the episode. We're on Mars. We have to sing the hot dog song on Mars.
You should be.
I swear.
I think I saw that.
And the Martian, maybe it's a good episode. The Martian, it is. The Martian Mickey though goes, well, on Mars we call hot dogs black yums.
What? The hell does that mean?
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know
saying.
yet. I thought you were gonna let us know.
No, they sing the Black Yum song. Now I'm like, this is what I'm thinking as an artist. I'm going, so there was an actual meeting that happened at Disney where they're writing this episode and they're like,
They're
all
all
right
sitting-
guys, what are hot dogs called on Mars?
Yeah.
Black Yums. Black
sounds
Yums.
good.
Let's make hot dogs called Black Yums. I'm just saying that might be a sexual reference too. It's the end of my story. But But there is stuff in the new Disney stuff. That's all
I
I'm
will
saying.
say Disney is owned by completely different people now than it was when the first secret messages were
Right,
made.
but we're
It
splitting
is.
the scene. We're full of beans. It's not baked beans.
So it's not like
They're not
one
talking about
group-
lima beans.
No, they're definitely not.
One group hasn't like been in charge of Disney for like forever.
Maybe they have. The Illuminati.
Well, see, they put hidden messages and things.
And that's how
what they
an
do.
Illuminati Jew member would
And
answer that.
Listen, and they do that, and you know where the biggest culprits of them doing that and they plainly do it, and they do it in plain sight, and they tell you they're doing it, is in the music and the film
Oh,
industry.
yeah, the music
Pink
industry.
I
Floyd
mean,
did
you
it.
know, they're always doing something. They're always doing something,
Led
covering the
Zeppelin
one
had
eye,
Pink
you know.
Floyd had one.
Speaking of
You
Pink
know,
Floyd, have
like-
you ever seen
Yeah.
Dark Side of the Rainbow?
No.
Have you ever seen that? All right.
No.
We're gonna show that another time. Dark Side of the
Sounds
Rainbow
interesting.
is the Wizard of Oz on mute,
Oh.
and you play Dark Side of the Moon, the album.
on- yes.
When the lion in the beginning of the movie roars, the third roar, 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 like Metro Goldwyn movies, and they had a lion in the middle. The third time he roars, you press play, and the album goes with the
whole
movie.
movie. Yeah, it's
Like,
weird.
Parts of it are so close that you're like, were they watching the Wizard of Oz
They
on
could have
mute
been.
when they were playing, like making the album?
I wouldn't put it past them.
Dude, some of it is so crazy. I'm telling you,
Well,
They would have. They could have done that.
Yeah, it's music.
but only with the
It's-
help of the Illuminati.
Well, yeah, like dark forces and stuff like that.
For the rest of the show,
Dark
you
Side
cannot
of
say the
Moon.
Illuminati without saying it really evil and a face to the camera. All right, deal.
All right, fine.
All right, deal.
I got it.
So, what are we talking about today, Mike?
The Illuminati.
Yes, he did it! All right, good. So let's get back to the Illuminati video.
Oh, God, that's
We're on
good.
number 7.
Disney films contain secret messages from them. Get ready to have your childhood ruined.
Oh, fantastic.
One far-right idea behind many Illuminati conspiracy theories is that they're hell-bent on corrupting the world's youth through subliminal sexual and occult messages. The segment of Fantasia about Mickey Mouse and a powerful wizard was supposedly used to brainwash subjects in sophisticated mind control programs. In The Lion King, dandelion seeds allegedly formed the word sex in the air. And the video cassette cover for The Little Mermaid includes a giant golden penis. Wake up and see the phallus, sheeple. Proponents of the theory claim that Walt Disney was a Freemason, and that the Illuminati took control of the organization when they went underground in the late 18th century. Number 6.
Okay.
Interesting. And they talked about the Little Mermaid cock.
And they sure did. It's a
It was on the
nice
gold
big
castle.
golden.
Yeah. They removed it
Rod.
since. If you go buy that DVD now or Blu-ray, whatever,
Who fucking notices that?
guys like me.
Exactly. To me,
That's
it's
a
worse.
golden
It's
dick.
worse than who noticed it part.
Not
That's a
really.
dick.
Not really, but it's a, hey, listen, whoever noticed it, it's there.
It is, and they did take it off. Interesting that they said that about the Fantasia, right? It's where they use witchcraft and
I hated
wizardry.
that fucking movie.
It's
Me
boring.
too. Me too.
I'm not gonna lie.
But
me
a
too.
classic nonetheless, and it did a lot for the animation scene at the time. I mean, who could sell a 3-hour silent
Ugh.
cartoon?
Horrible.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Even on drugs, it's horrible.
I never watched it on drugs. That would have been a good one to watch.
We went to see it once when it came out, thinking, "Oh, this is." I'm
This
sure
is the one.
rumors like came down all over the country about like go see this on acid or whatever.
Sure.
Oof.
It still sucked.
The last time I tripped on acid and watched the movie was Starship Troopers, and the very first insect that came down and chopped the guy's head up, I threw up and it was over.
Oh my
Seriously.
God.
I was at the drive-in in Lake Worth. I was like, oh, tripping. There was like a 50-foot fucking ladybug comes down or whatever,
That was-
chops the dude's head off, and I was like, bleh.
Following you for like the rest
I
of
don't
the
know. I
night.
puked the whole night.
Oh wow.
It was one of those ones where like the more I threw up, the more I tripped.
Yeah, because
So I was happy throwing up. I was straight with it.
Okay, which reminds me that Joe Rogan is now like has all these guests for promoting
DMT.
mushrooms. No,
Oh.
he's off the DMT. The
Oh, he doesn't do
DMT
the
already
DMT
took a back
anymore?
seat.
Oh.
So now it's all mushrooms?
Well, mushrooms.
Psilocybin and mushrooms like are being studied by Harvard and John Hopkins. And
For what? Just to see the psychological-
to fix they cure some mental fucking problem.
Yeah,
like
No
PTSD and
right.
shit.
Like how they did with like ecstasy and all that. Well, now they're doing it with the mushrooms because it's a more natural
I did that
way.
shit for years. I would see a depressed kid throw him a couple caps. You're not depressed anymore. That kid wasn't depressed anymore.
No.
I was saving lives.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah. The guy stopped stuttering. He took one mushroom trip, and he never stuttered again.
What?
That's
See,
amazing.
that's the opposite
That's
of what it made
amazing.
me do, because I start tripping.
Yeah.
Acid.
What?
Yeah. What is that?
What is that? You see
I got
that?
it.
I
Yeah.
got it.
That's two totally different things. You're talking about LSD.
I'm talking about mushrooms.
Mushrooms too.
Mushrooms would make me stutter for real.
Everything was weavy.
They
I
gave
only
me a
laughed
stutter.
for 4 hours straight.
Me too. Like to the point of like blacking out laughing.
Oh my god, can you imagine me laughing? That would be horrible. That would be a horrible trip for you.
That Dave Matthews Band concert that I almost died at.
Yeah, he almost died in my car. That was.
I ate part of a chocolate mushroom that day.
And so he couldn't go in the concert, so then I had my ticket and his ticket. So I went in, watched 2 songs, ran back out,
died in her car.
went in the car, I'm like giving him water.
Like standing up talking to somebody and I just fell out. But
That was
I was
bad.
on mushrooms.
See, I didn't know that at the time. And antibiotics or something.
Antibiotics or something, but I was also, I'm pretty sure I drank like a half a bottle of Hennessy that day.
You drank something.
So like the mix of like half of a fifth of Hennessy
Yeah.
mixed with mushrooms.
You were
mixed
pale.
With, like whatever.
Yeah.
Not a good combination. Nonetheless.
I was there for you. I mean, I went
You
in.
were there for me.
I went in to watch a couple songs, but I was there.
Okay, which reminds me of one quick story.
Okay.
There was a short like period of time in like, I don't know, 1980-ish, where PCP started getting big.
Oh Jesus.
So we went to a concert, Pat Travers band. I don't know if it's anybody. Anyway, one of our friends like stuck to the car when we got out of the car to go inside.
I can see it.
He stuck to the car.
Good
We went to the concert. We
That's
came
funny.
back
Came back
out.
and he was there?
He was gone.
Oh,
Like,
that's-
it's crying.
Are we
We're
there
like,
yet?
fuck you.
Are we there yet?
That's
We
weird.
were like, he'll be along. Let's just go.
What did they
And
call PCP back then? Because now they call it like
Angel dust.
smoking wet.
Angel dust.
Angel dust.
We just
Angel
left
dust.
them there. We went in the show.
I've heard bad things about PCP. I had one friend that had a real bad PCP break, and it ended with him on 95, them closing 95 down.
You're shitting me.
He was doing like Tai Chi in front of the cops and shit. We're like, wassa! And he's seriously,
Shut up.
they're like, get on the ground. And he's like, wah! For real. And he jumped on the hood for real, my friend Mario. He jumped on, this is a long time ago, so he's cool. But like, he jumped on the hood and smashed one of the windshields of the cop
That's
car.
crazy.
Like,
That's
that's
funny.
PCP to me.
That's crazy.
If I owned an army, I would feed them all PCP and be like, kill the enemy!
Wow.
Have them
Yeah,
charged.
that doesn't make.
Except for
doesn't
his
it-
friend, they'd be stuck. It wouldn't be
doesn't it
going
make you-
anywhere.
Doesn't that make you feel like you're
Invincible.
stronger or
Yeah,
something?
like-
Stronger
I
than you?
hated
I've
it.
never
I
done it.
thought-
I've
I
I
done
thought
never
it
did
was
it.
horrible.
Yeah.
What did it make you feel
I
like?
remember it was not good.
Just feel like, oh,
I didn't think it was.
this was a
good.
bad
I
idea.
didn't like, yeah, that's what happened. This
I've
is
had
a
that
horrible
before.
idea. What the
Looking
fuck
at the
did we
blinds.
do this? That's all I remember is why the fuck did we do this?
This was a bad idea,
Yeah,
guys.
absolutely bad idea.
What's that stuff called? What's that stuff called that they used to sell in head shops? And it was really, oh man, me and my cousin smoked it. Matt, do you remember this?
Are you talking about?
It was legal for a little while, not spice,
Not spice.
but it made us stuck. Like literally. we were stuck.
Hold on.
And we were
it's
smiling.
something-
And we were like, oh.
Salvia.
Salvia.
Yeah.
No,
That was.
salvia was not cool at all.
No, that was.
That was like how you
was-
felt on PCP. Me and my cousin like.
Yeah, you.
For real.
No, like you would. Yeah, that I tried it one time and it was bad.
We liked it for
And
the first like 10 seconds. We were like,
But
oh,
it
this
only
is
lasts
good.
like 30 seconds. You know, but people were smoking it constant. I don't know how anybody could smoke it like that.
I don't know how you could. I mean,
We
it's
are
so
so
dangerous.
far off
It literally
subject.
had me stuck. How you would be able to operate a car
Oh yeah, no.
or like do
People-
anything?
You know what happened? People started jumping out windows of their houses. Remember, that's why they banned it. Because people would hit it, and there was videos on YouTube of people hitting it and jumping out the fucking window.
Wow.
I kid you not. Like, people were jumping out of windows.
I wanted to, but I couldn't move. Oh, the window's so far. That window's a million feet away.
Yeah.
Not
All right.
fun. Let's watch the next part of the video. Sorry, I had to break out a little war story
we
moment
went
here.
way off on that one. But
All
it's
right,
fine.
they're extraterrestrial reptilian humanoids.
Oh, that was my
They're
next point.
extraterrestrial reptilian humanoids.
Mm-hmm.
I seem to have an instinctive revulsion to reptiles. I must fight to remember that this is an intelligent, highly advanced individual.
So, just who are the Illuminati? If you answered shape-shifting reptiles from outer space,
Yes.
you are not alone. If you didn't, hold on to your tinfoil hat. It's about to get bumpy. In 1991, former BBC sports broadcaster David Icke suddenly announced he was the son of the Godhead. Shortly after, he announced that a hybrid race of human reptilians called the Babylonian Brotherhood, or the Illuminati, really rule the world.
It's a new morning in America. Fresh, vital. The old cynicism is gone.
These aliens originated in the constellation Draco and are the sons of God who took human wives in Genesis 6. No wonder some of us like lazing around in the sun more than others.
This one, real.
They live.
Number 5.
All right,
Okay.
pause it. Quick trivia question. Does anyone know who that guy was in They Live?
He was a wrestler.
You're close. Yeah. Come on.
I was just talking about this with Tony the other day.
That's Roddy Piper.
Yes, that's him. That's
Roddy
funny.
Piper acting.
Yes, yeah.
All right, so back to the important stuff. So what's your feeling? I know you have a lot of feelings on this.
I do. That's exactly what I think it is. I really do, because like I said, like I have my opinion on the Illuminati, what I think they are, but I think it goes deeper than that. I think it's more of a spiritual, interstellar, intergalactic, crazy. I mean, you look at that and
So
you're like,
it's already been an invasion.
they're already here. They're already here. This is. Remember, I was talking about different races and stuff like that. I think that that's what controls, and this is where I go back to what I said earlier. When you ask me, what do they want? You know, what if they already have money? If they own all the oil, they own everything. What do they want?
Power,
What do they need?
Yeah,
Exactly. What do they
at
want?
that
What do they need? They want something that they don't have. They don't have what we have, and that's as a human being, we have we have a soul, and we have a divine power about us that they can't have because they're evil. Now, with that being said, the Illuminati and the Freemasons, all these people, they do all these ritualistic type satanic rituals. You hear about it. They eat kids, babies, and they do all these people with all this money do all these satanic rituals. There's so many layers of it. You know what I mean? There's so many layers.
Once you can have everything, what's left?
Right.
Besides
They
satanic rituals and shit.
And
Yeah, but why?
they want what we have that they don't have, because they're evil, because they're not from here, because they're from another planet. You have the ones that are pure, like I said, the reptilians. And I know people laugh and it sounds funny, reptile people. I think they really exist. I mean, if you can tell me that you see ghosts and talk to ghosts and see demons and angels, but something like that is far-fetched, I don't see how.
You have a hard time connecting.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's purebreds, and I think that there's ones that mated with humans, and then there's the ones that trickle down, like the ones that we have now.
Who are some ones that you think? Who are some celebrities you think are reptilians?
Oh my God, like
Name
almost
a few.
all of them.
Name
like
a few.
Jay-Z, Beyonce,
You think
Serena
Jay-Z's
and Venus
a
Williams.
reptilian?
Yes. Rihanna, Adele.
So they make themselves look human, though.
They do, and they have they glitch, and there's people that have actually come out and said that they have seen them transform before their very fucking eyes.
I've heard that stuff, yeah.
So, and you're gonna take 1,000 people that said that they saw the same thing, but now they're silenced about it. So either they got paid off or something, or you're gonna tell me that all these stories and people have the same types of stories. You know what I mean? You're gonna say that's not. No, I don't see how you can't believe it when you have all this proof. And of course, again, because they own everything, the media, the music, everything, blah, 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 you can silence things. I mean, like we talk about, you can put things on YouTube, you can take things off YouTube. How many YouTube channels have been deleted? How many videos get deleted?
What's his name got deleted?
Who?
Alex.
Alex, did he? Alex Jones?
Yeah, they fucking took him off.
Yeah, they will take. I mean, they
But
can.
it's private company. Everybody thinks. See, that's the thing. You might think, oh, that shouldn't be allowed, but they're a private company.
Yeah,
They
it's
can
like
take
somebody's
whoever
business.
the fuck off they want.
You can kick somebody out of your own business.
Yeah.
Let's watch the next one. See what we got. They run the entertainment
Run
industry.
the entertainment
There
industry.
you go.
You might think that getting famous is about talent, hard work, and being in the right place at the right time. In fact, according to some conspiracists, there's one other deciding factor: entering into a secret pact with the Illuminati. You can identify celebrities who've sold out by their tendencies to cover one eye and make triangular hand gestures, signs that refer to the all-seeing eye of the Illuminati. After all, what's the point of being in a secret society if you can't broadcast the fact in music, movies, and social media? Number 4.
All right. I mean, I do see a lot of
Who covered their eye?
a lot of people.
A lot of people in interviews.
They say this too. This means 666.
Right.
Because you got a 6 3 times. So what they'll do, a lot of rappers, they go like this.
Right.
What is 666?
The devil's
The devil.
number.
What does it have to do with?
Because it's the Illuminati. They're
fucking
basically
reptilian people.
It's basically
Because-
them saying it's them glorifying.
There's different
Subtly.
levels. Yes, there's different levels and forms of it. You know, you've got some people that have sold their soul, and they're possessed by whatever demons, and then you've got like the reptilian people, the ones that are higher up, and there's different levels.
Okay.
So you'll see a lot of this, especially in hip hop videos.
Right, and this.
And this a lot.
And this.
I mean, to the point of like, why is everybody doing this?
They do all kinds of stuff.
There's signs like fraternity signs.
Right, they're like gang signs.
Yeah, like West Palm.
Like you have to know. You have to know the secret handshake. You have to,
Oh no, that we just.
That's my gang
West
sign.
Palm.
What yeah? What yeah? Wait, hold on. Ah! Oh, wait, or should I like just cover it like this?
Yes.
West Palm.
Yes.
Illuminati West Palm.
No, Illuminati.
Oh, Illuminati West Palm. That's right.
Oh God.
All right, so you see that a lot. Start looking for it now, Michael. That you're aware of it. The 666, the eye, the cover eye, and the pyramid.
And that's the thing. When you become aware of it, you start to see it more.
Mhm.
See, they do it. They'll do it in plain sight because they know that.
Most people
there's-
aren't catching it.
Yeah, because a lot of people aren't awake. A lot of people have woken up, but you know what I mean. And they're not. The Illuminati and all those societies don't give a damn. Who knows?
And you see some artists change, like when they first came out,
right?
and then like the evolution of I'll give you a prime example. Kanye West,
He's a hot mess.
Well, his first album,
Mhm.
which arguably is his best album, he had a song called Jesus Walks.
Right. Mm-hmm.
He has lyrics in the song that go as far as to say, so if I talk about God, my record won't get played.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to talk about God anyways. Jesus Walks.
Mm-hmm.
So he's talking about Jesus in his first
so why
album.
would the Illuminati let him talk about Jesus?
He wasn't in
They
yet.
wouldn't. Yes.
He wasn't in yet.
It was his
Not
first
yet.
album. Then he blew up, and they went, "We need to go get him."
Right, because they want to use people that they can put in the media that
So then
people
they go
listen
get
to
him.
and want to see.
And his music changes. Now his music, he talks about things chasing him,
Mm-hmm.
spirits that want to control him. Very far cry from the guy talking about Jesus in his first, 5-6 albums before. Okay? Then he's in with the Kardashians now.
Yeah.
And all I'm going to say about that is, look at every single male, or should I say male, in that family. They're all
Only 2, isn't there?
they're all fucked up.
They
I
are.
know that.
We all know what happens with the dad,
Yeah.
okay?
Mom, dad, mom.
Right. Then you got Kanye.
Use the right pronoun.
Then you got Kanye.
Yes.
Then you got Lamar Odom. We know what happened with Lamar Odom.
Yeah,
What did happen?
Lamar Odom was a basketball superstar.
Yeah.
He married one of the middle
Yeah.
girl. I mean,
The middle girl.
Then the middle Kardashian.
He got
and then,
fucked up.
well, yeah, he starts doing heavy drugs. He was found in a brothel.
Yeah.
Overdosed. Something that would never happen in the history of him being in the spotlight.
So we're saying the Kardashians.
I'm just saying that every male that gets involved with that family has problems, including the brother.
Yes.
He's got a lot of issues. Every guy that's ever married into that family.
Because it's a female hierarchy in that family. The
Maybe.
males don't
It is.
really
Maybe.
fucking get to the
Nonetheless,
make the rules in that family.
Kanye clearly changed. And another thing I'm going to look at is that his mom died, was killed in very weird circumstances on a surgical bed,
Right.
getting liposuction.
Yeah.
Okay?
And
Kanye West's mom.
And that was
Right about the time when the transition happened. Because
Yep.
a lot of these celebrity deaths and stuff like that, they're saying is tied in as Illuminati
Right.
sacrifice.
You want to be here? You want to be with us? You want to be a part of us? You got to give up something.
Like, I'm going to let you know. You need to sign this dotted line.
Right.
If you're the up-and-coming artist and I'm the Illuminati, you need to do what I tell you and let us control the track of your career and what you put out there to the masses. And if you don't, more shit like this is going to happen. You see what'll happen? If you don't come and follow the code?
They control everything. Everything.
Which, another tie into that real quick is the Bob Marleys and the Bob Dylans.
Yeah.
And all these guys that said they
That-
sold their soul towards the end of their life.
Mm-hmm.
They went back to God.
Yep.
They went, I sold out. I made the wrong choice.
Right.
Then as their music started getting more to godly side, they die.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Let's see the next one. They assassinated JFK.
They assassinated John F. Kennedy.
Back and to the left. Back
Great movie.
and to the left.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few variations of the Illuminati JFK theory. Some say the Illuminati had him killed because he refused to invade Cuba. Others point to an executive order allowing the government to create and issue currency, thus threatening the power of the Federal Reserve, which of course is just an Illuminati front secretly owned by the Rothschilds. Or perhaps JFK was assassinated because he exposed the Illuminati in a speech, purportedly talking about the Soviets, but really about the New World Order. He warned of a, quote, monolithic and ruthless conspiracy, quote, a highly efficient machine with, quote, vast human and material resources. So of course, the Illuminati waited for 2 years, then had him assassinated.
And once you conclude the magic bullet could not create all 7 of those wounds, you have to conclude that there was a 4th shot and a second rifle.
Number 3, they
All right, so now we're getting into some serious, big, you know, those are moments in history where people from your generation, everyone knows exactly where they were when JFK was shot, right?
I wasn't born yet.
So you know that you were in the womb, right? But it's just like 9/11.
Yeah.
Everybody knows where they were 9/11. Everybody knows where they were JFK gets shot. Those big moments. So they're saying that this one was, I mean, the JFK shooting, we could have 10 episodes
The
about
mob
that.
did it too.
The mob did it. My mom did it. The Cubans did it.
Russians.
The one-armed guy.
The Russians, the one-armed man, whatever. That's such a huge conspiracy topic.
But he did piss somebody off.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what we were saying earlier. You know, they had to take him out.
Well, in all
And they didn't
fairness,
just take him out; they took out his whole family.
a lot of them.
You
I
know,
mean, in all
most
fairness,
of 'em, yeah.
Any high-up politician
I get
is
rid
going to
of
have a
them.
lot of enemies. He happened to have more than the norm
Yeah.
because he was pushing stuff he believed in that wasn't popular among people in higher positions. Let's see the next one. The next one is they faked the moon landing. Another
They
huge
faked
topic.
the moon landings. In a 1999 Gallup poll, 6% of Americans doubted the Apollo 11 moon landing really happened. 5 years later, a poll found that 27% of Americans
Wow.
between ages 18 and 24 doubted NASA had been to the moon.
21%.
Probably
The
50%
idea
by
originated
now.
with Bill Casing,
Probably.
a technical writer for the company, who built the Apollo program's engines. Casing argued that the astronauts would have suffered radiation poisoning, that shadows in the footage appeared unnatural, and that the American flag shook as if from a breeze. Other moon truthers claimed Stanley Kubrick had shot the whole thing in a studio. Some blame the government, others the Illuminati. That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for conspiracy theorists. Number 2.
Again, they're saying government, Illuminati. It's the same shit. The Illuminati controls the government, so whether they think the Illuminati or the government did it, it's still coming from one source. And why would, I mean, there's proof that this society, exists, so, how far-fetched is it? that any of these things that are being said.
I don't think it's far-fetched, but again, that's another topic.
Yeah, that
Like the JFK shooting and the next one too, that is such a broad topic. We'd have to spend a whole episode on it, and we should in the future. Here's another one that we should spend some time on coming up.
9/11 was an Illuminati plot. It was a tragic event watched around the world. But while the US government pointed the finger at Islamic terrorists, conspiracists argued the attack was a false flag operation meant to justify invasions in the Middle East or to usher in a global government. Some think that the World Trade Center collapsed due to controlled demolition. At least one conspiracy theorist, Alex Jones, believes Osama bin Laden was part of the Illuminati, and other theorists believe the Illuminati was behind the entire plot and attack. Some even allege that the black cubes at the Memorial Museum represent the Roman deity Saturn, with whom the Illuminati are said to be linked. Number 1.
hello.
A lot of information was said just then.
You're, who's the kid that was here? That met the terrorists?
Michael
Yeah.
Michael Chiarelli.
Shirley.
He doesn't believe in any of that.
He certainly doesn't.
No way.
He in his interview, he was a super intelligent guy, Michael, and well-rounded. And when you guys see his story, it makes sense on how he grew up. He's just a real well-rounded guy. He was passionate that was not demolition.
Look, could have been, might not have been, might have been.
We're gonna have to
I don't know how you're ever gonna know that.
Well, I think we should spend a show on that. There's a really interesting documentary called Loose Change.
Oh God, that's a good one. That's a great.
And because I have spent some time, maybe one day, if my story's ever told, we'll get into what happened to me on 9/11. But I was one of those people that you saw covered in gray soot.
I think I remember that.
Yeah. So.
You were there.
So I spent some time looking into it because it messed me up for a few years. So Loose Change is it's probably the most interesting of maybe out of 10 documentaries that I've seen about the issue.
Here's the thing.
Good. It's
my thinking on it. It didn't accomplish them anything, so I don't think there was any kind of a conspiracy because there's no end game that happened.
Well,
nobody got anything out of it.
That's debatable. That a lot happened.
No oil was gotten.
That's
no money
not true.
Was gotten.
2 wars came out of it.
Exactly.
I'm saying, who got anything out of Iraq?
Halliburton, Dick Cheney.
So they made some money for a short time.
Dick Cheney made a huge amount of money.
For a short time.
We're still there.
2 years.
We're still there.
Yeah.
A few years. It wasn't. I don't know that anybody.
Unless you
got anything
consider
out.
when George W. Bush was on the aircraft carrier and it said mission accomplished, unless you determine that being the end of the Iraq
No,
war.
I'm just saying if you look at Iraq now, it's no different than it was when we went.
Right, because we didn't
thing.
really go there to
We
reestablish their
accomplished
government.
We didn't even get any money out of it.
Well,
No
didn't.
oil.
Yeah.
Nobody did.
I didn't.
Iraq still has all their oil.
Somebody got paid.
A lot of people got
Halliburton,
paid.
which is a company owned by Dick Cheney, only makes money from military oil. So how do I make money if I own a military oil company? War.
Right. And what do the Bushes own?
And what's the best way to do multiple wars? Put a terrorist is the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
There's no face to a terrorist. They could be anybody.
Yeah.
They could look like anybody. There's no set battlefield anywhere.
It's way over there, so
and you can go on forever about it. I mean, there was the.
So my thinking is, I should have said America got nothing out of it in the end.
Well, right, but do you remember to the point when they were telling
I'm not
us?
saying certain people didn't, but like, what did we get?
America
We didn't even
lost.
get free oil.
We lost.
We lost,
overall.
yeah.
We didn't even get cheap oil.
But some people gained.
Yeah.
But do you remember when they used to have the terror chart level? It was like orange
and
yellow,
yeah,
green,
yeah.
and they were telling you how scared you should be that day.
Right. Every day
Yesterday
was something
was
different. Yellow. Today it's like orangey
Today
red.
you should be a little more scared.
Right. Get under your.
I mean, you want to
desk
talk
at
about
school.
controlling.
They're not doing that shit anymore.
Right.
What happened to all that?
I know.
Right.
It kind of like faded off. Like
What happened to that?
just
Because the FBI fucking stopped all these.
You know what happened to it?
Before anything happens, they're on them now.
Well, they have to keep progressing into different ways of keeping the public scared.
I mean, that was like
They got to keep us scared constantly
feeling
about something.
control. How we're all supposed to feel.
Now, what are they keeping us scared about now? North Korea?
I'm not scared about North
No, but
Korea.
I'm saying that's what they're trying to. They're trying to imply that they're trying to instill into.
I think they're trying
public,
to make us scared of the Republican
more
more than anything else right now.
Well,
but that's a whole nother topic too.
Nothing is scaring us now.
I think we've become so
not
numb.
Like that. Not like
right.
that.
I think we've become numb a little bit because so much has happened to, like, when something just constantly bad happens to a person, and then if something really bad happens to them again.
Right, like if Columbine happened today,
they're like, that's
would it
sad.
be as big of a deal?
2 days
as it was
news,
and now school shootings
because
are
now we have
all
so
the
many.
time.
Right, so maybe they are
so they're just putting
getting
things,
us used to this type of thing.
Of course.
Well, it's already worked.
And who controls the NRA and all these?
It's already worked.
Again, that's a whole other bag of worms.
Who even thinks about it anymore? I don't really.
Yeah.
Before we start the next video, I'll leave it
really
at this.
sad.
What did we get out of Iraq? There was a moment when Afghanistan and Iraq kind of morphed into each other.
Yeah.
And that is by design, I believe. If you're making money on war, declare war on a group of people that don't have a country, like I said, don't have a face.
Right. Can't really do anything.
It can go on forever. There's no end game. Like, we killed all the terrorists.
And we're over there
War's
rebuilding.
over.
Yeah.
It's a smart plan if you're the one running shit and you're making money off it.
Again, a group of people sitting around a table saying, we need to, fuck that country and those people. Let's just, start some shit over here so we can make our,
Plus, when you attack that building, you're attacking the free world.
Right, because it's the World Trade Center.
So remember when when it happened and they were going,
it's fucked up. They're
this
killing their own
country
people.
lost this many people in the building. This country lost this many people in the building. Korea had this office buildings. All their people died. It was like,
right.
It was a world hit.
Yeah.
So there needs to be one coming, because right now there's no...
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Happening.
No war.
Something's happening soon.
I'm sure there is.
There's no war, so
For
what
sure.
are they going to do?
I think that whole thing...
Till the
Let's watch the
Civil
next
War
video.
happens here.
Oof.
Which is...
Let's hope not.
Which
the
has-
Republicans have all the guns, so I don't know what...
Here's number one.
I don't know what
That's
even...
scary.
Illuminati
Yeah,
are
that's true.
basically all world events. Whether they're starting wars, manipulating economies,
There we go.
or building Rihanna's musical career. Their plan? To divide and conquer to create a new world order. In 2013, public polling policy revealed that 28% of Americans polled believed that a secretive global elite is conspiring to rule the world.
For 70 years, Hydra has been secretly feeding crisis, reaping war. And when history did not cooperate, history was changed.
4% think lizard people control our societies, and 7% maintain that the moon landings were faked. Is there a single powerful cabal with a hidden agenda? Is that group the Illuminati? Are they aliens? We'll let you decide.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other
I don't
videos.
think they're all aliens. I think that there's different, like I said, levels to it. But
And the hierarchy.
The hierarchy goes up. I think, I think the ones that are human and half-breeds and all that nonsense are just the ones that they use. I don't feel like it's that far-fetched. I really don't.
I just don't think there could be any agreement between everybody in the fucking group. Unless there's like a common religious type thing backing it, or like some kind of blood.
Well, even the
It's
Pope's in the
common.
Illuminati.
That's what they say.
But like,
Yeah.
if they're just different people that have a lot of money, they're not going to fucking agree on like what to do. That's just my thinking on it. That'd be very hard.
I think they just agree on how the world should be ran. And it's the main characters that everybody else is just pawns and they work for them. Let's use you to make money through the music industry. Let's use you to make money through the movies. Let's use you.
We'll give you all these riches.
We'll
and
give you. You know what I mean? But we're deciding on who's going to be the president of this country and this country and this country. That we have the say in that. Us, the top of that pyramid. We have the say in that. It's all over the money, all the signs, all the little things that they basically just throwing it in our face. And it's. you don't see it unless you look for it and start recognizing, oh my God, that's what makes people get into it, like me, and look for it, like, oh my God.
Just when your awareness is heightened.
Right.
Yeah.
That your eyes open up a little bit more, and you're like, holy shit, they're pretty much just like putting it in your face, like, hey.
I certainly, personally, and I'm not as into it as you, but I certainly, once I started to become aware of it, I noticed a lot of it in entertainment.
A lot
of it in music. A lot of it in interviews with celebrities.
Well, that's the biggest
thing. I think of Jim Carrey walking out to the Tonight Show, and then his young wife, shortly after, is like mysteriously dies. Like, just weird little things like that I'm like, because I try not to believe in coincidences. I don't like coincidences.
Right.
I'm like, I really try to believe that everything happens for a reason, good and bad.
Yeah, I believe that too.
So it's hard for me to go, that's really a weird coincidence. The whole Whitney Houston thing, like Michael Jackson and Prince,
right,
and all these people.
Prince, yeah.
You know, if you look at old Michael Jackson, like interviews of him towards the end of his life, and he's talking about these people.
Yes.
Them.
Yes.
They.
A lot of them were. A lot of them said that.
Control everything, and how Whitney Houston died in a bathtub, drowned in a bathtub. Her daughter died the same way.
Yeah.
Like, just that's a weird coincidence to me.
Right.
Like, that's not.
Right.
A famous mother and her famous daughter don't die like that the same way. Like, that's just not. It's just strange, man.
Yeah, Anna Nicole and all that. You know, a lot of money always tied into these people, and you know.
Mm-hmm.
I would just say there's a place for that, and then I would say you don't let it like get too far into you. Or just like don't let it get too far.
So don't become an Andrea.
Don't become like totally caught up in it, because then you don't fucking accomplish what you need to in your life.
No,
right.
Absolutely.
Like little like
it can
side
engulf
thing.
you.
Absolutely, that's like the same thing I said about aliens. You got to kind of break free from getting your information, and learning and gaining knowledge about anything in excess is bad for you. But it's good to be aware. And that's what I try to tell people. You don't have to go nuts about it, just be aware of it.
I think
kind of wake up.
It boils down to what you put in is what comes out.
That too.
So if I put Master P, make them say, all day in my head, Master P is going to be what comes out.
Yeah.
So if you surround yourself with wisdom, religion, whatever, and you pump your brain with that, that's what's going to come out. You are what you think.
Yeah.
We become what we think about.
Yeah.
Our mind is a garden, so whatever we plant there, like I used to wake up every day and think, I'm the most depressed person in the world, nobody knows how I feel, and that's what I became. Because my mind
fed it more.
Right. I planted it in my head like a garden, and I watered that idea, and I gave sunshine to that idea, and that idea grew in my head. So we are what we think about.
If you don't keep feeding it, it's not going to grow.
So if you do, right, and if you do what you said, and you just Illuminati
But no,
all
but
day,
listen, you have
that's what's going to come out.
Anything not positively helping you get where you need to go.
But that's
pumping it through is what's going to come out.
That's another thing. It's to be aware of your surroundings and what's going on in the world is, I'd rather know than not know. But again, it's not going to help my everyday life.
Right.
It doesn't pay my car payment. It doesn't take me to work.
That's
all
all I'm
it doesn't
saying.
feed me.
Right, yeah.
I do that.
Think about these. If it's
You
something
can't
to think about.
Right,
fine,
it's something
but,
to think
all right,
about. You can't let
it's not going to affect
you.
my life
Don't lose yourself in it.
in general. That's all.
Right. I agree.
Well, it's something to look into, guys. Obviously, this is a huge, broad topic, and from this broad topic, we came up with some other ones, and we're going to have to talk about some more. JFK needs its whole episode. I mean, the 9/11 conspiracy theories. What was another one that we saw? The moon landing.
The moon landing.
You know, these are such huge topics that have been so ripped apart and are so intertwined that it's going to take a whole separate episode to do those. So hopefully you'll tune in, because we're going to jump into these more. Any last thoughts on what the Illuminati is?
I don't have any last thoughts on it. I would just, that's my last thought. Don't let it like get too far in.
That's exactly
That's what they want you to think.
A Jewish Illuminati member would say.
I still have to like, okay, let's say it's true. Let's say all of it's true. So,
Yeah, it's gonna
Yeah,
change.
I mean, what's it gonna do for
I
you?
still have a plan.
Yeah, it's gonna
Right.
change
They're
the
gonna
rest of
stop
your
my
day.
fucking plan. Let's
Right.
even say it's all fucking true.
Mm.
It's still not gonna keep. I'm still gonna keep the same fucking plan I'm trying to do.
It's not gonna change what you do the rest of the day
Right.
today, or
Exactly.
tomorrow.
Right.
Yep.
But nonetheless, it's interesting to think about. And obviously, if we want this podcast to really take off, we're going to have to sell ourselves to the Illuminati at some point.
Yeah.
So it's something to think about. So listen, Illuminati, if you're out there listening, you can send me a really secretive
You gotta go
text
like
message.
this.
Illuminati out there. Listen, we want our podcast to be a success. I'm willing to sell Michael's soul for whatever success we can have for the price of his soul. So please reach out to us. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's topic. For Michael Stone and Justin Sims and our enchanting guest, Andrea Alonso, we are out of here.